taking all the time to get to you, and no one delivers any of the feelings that you do. I've saved my life, waiting for the dreams to all come true. Then I saw that you are everything I need to get me through. 'Cause we are connected in unity. We'll get far as long as it's you and me. It is how we feel. It is how we love. It is how we dream. It is who we are. Who we I know that you've been struggling to make the ends meet. Take my desire, turn it into firepower. You may be tired, I will take you higher than the clouds. Our dreams, as they seemed, are only one step away from us. Yeah, we are connected in unity. We'll get far because we are meant to be. It is how we feel. It is how we love. It is how we dream. It is who we are. Who we
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for this 3-game NBA slate. Cannot wait to break it down. We have just a small slate, but a lot of information to be pumping to you guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into this thing. We have about 40 minutes to do so, too. The slate does start at 7:30. Sorry for the late start, but hopefully we are beating out all the other content providers. Hopefully you guys are here and ready for all this information. So let's go ahead and give it to him, TJ. We've crunched all the numbers for all the teams. We have injury news throughout all 3 of these games. So let's just start. Go game by game. TJ, how's that sound?
Sounds good, Matt.
All right, let's start with the very first game. We have Toronto. They are without Harris, McCall, and also Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry being the biggest guy here, biggest usage monster on the court. You take him off the court, and it does do a lot, TJ. But to some guys I didn't expect. So if you don't mind, would you like covering the Toronto Raptors?
I would love to. Hold on, I just got to make sure that these minutes are updated. Because I did get
I
news
have some
that
updated
OG
minutes for you.
He's going to play 30. Now I have him 39, 38, 35, 26, 30, 21, 18. Okay. So yeah, Matt, the one guy that we're obviously going to be looking at is going to be Fred VanVleet at 7,900, projected 39 minutes in what could be a relatively competitive game against the Bucks. 7-point road dogs are Toronto. but I still do like VanVleet in this this contest. Obviously, Matt, he gets a 3.5% usage bump with no Lowry. He's a 1.23 fantasy point per minute, 27.5 total usage. We have him pegged for 49.65 DraftKings points. So Right now, I'm seeing Van Vliet at 18% ownership. I fully expect that to go up with now Lowry, the news that Lowry is out with a thumb injury. So I do really like Van Vliet. A lot of people probably are going to like Siakam as well at 7,600. Doesn't get a usage bump, but he's a 1.11 fantasy point per minute, second highest usage on the team at 24%. So I don't hate him, honestly, at 7,600. I have interest in Powell here at 6,400. Boucher at 6,300, Matt, gets a 1.1% usage bump, 1.32 fantasy point per minute. It's currently projected at 26 minutes, so he rates out to a 34.7 DraftKings points that we have him projected for, 5.51 value, so I have interest in Boucher. I think that's where my interest stops, though. So Van Vliet, I'm going to be looking to build around in terms of cash, and Siakam, Powell, and Boucher, I think are all going to carry some ownership as well.
Yeah.
But I fully expect the two guys to be the highest owned on this team to be Van Vliet and Siakam.
Yeah, the Lowry news definitely shook up things, but I don't think it shook it to the core. I think we have some other great cash options to start our builds with, but I do think these make for some great cash fillers, TJ. Fred VanVleet showing 1.23 fantasy points per minute, which you talked about. I think he's a great option tonight, specifically at his price tag at 7.9K. We're used to seeing him in the 8K range. Now that he drops below that, definitely a very intriguing option right now. He's showing 21.9% ownership. I think it's going to go up just a tad, and Siakam, like you said, being just the cheaper of the two, TJ, does draw my attention. 7.6K. I think a lot more people are going to be on him. And he does technically have a better matchup. It looks like Toronto ranks dead last against opposing power forwards. So I don't know if that's accurate, but they are not doing that well in terms of pace. As we know, Milwaukee's always playing in higher pace games. And my headset actually just died, TJ. So hold on 1 second. Let me.
All right, headset, man.
Hold on. Party foul, guys. Hold on.
Bear with us, guys. Matt's.
I don't know if you're roasting me or anything.
This is why he can't have nice things.
All right, there we go. I got it.
Perfect. Hey, Matt.
All right, I was on the roll. Chris Boucher, 1.23 fantasy points per minute, 1.32 fantasy points per minute. Mix up those two digits. Another great GPP option showing only 9.2% ownership. And then we also have the rest of the gang, Aaron Baines, Powell, like you alluded, 35 projected minutes. So all these guys, I think, make for great cash options. I don't think you prioritize any of them, TJ. But if any one of these guys make it to my lineup, I'm definitely not complaining. And again, the big question of the night is this game going to be competitive? Right now it's a 7-point spread. If they can keep it close, Milwaukee and Toronto, great team, a great game to just match up on, and it looks like you're experiencing technical difficulties as well. Are you good? No?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My
Are you
controller's not doing too hot. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so just to move on past, what's going on?
I can't move.
Okay. Is it because of the wire? So
yes, I can't move.
Let's describe that to viewers. So TJ has his wire, and if he moves it at all, he like disconnects his mic.
Before we got on, so I can't move. I have to stay completely still. I'm not going to move from this. From the way that I'm looking right now, I'm not going to move at all.
Okay, got it. All right, I will try to mirror your.
Just my eyes.
Okay, got it.
Just my eyes.
All right, now let's move on to Milwaukee. We talked about Toronto. I do think Toronto is a great cash filler team, but let's talk about these Milwaukee Bucks. CJ, Giannis, 36.9% owned, averaging 1.73 fantasy points per minute with these current injuries off the court. Chris Middleton, also a fantastic option, averaging just 1.19 fantasy points per minute with the Drew Holiday off the court. Who are you prioritizing in cash, assuming this does stay close?
Giannis.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
That's all I have to say. No Chris Middleton.
It's Giannis at 10-9. No, I have interest there too. And Matt, don't forget, this game should be somewhat competitive. Obviously, the Raptors lost Kyle Lowry in that first half against the Bucks, and they still ended up beating the Bucks on the road, and they just played on Tuesday. So I still feel good about this game being somewhat competitive. But yes, no Lowry, obviously it might make things a little more difficult, but Bunyan Boy sitting out, I think Powell can step up and be very productive. And on that Milwaukee side of the ball that you were talking about, yeah, Middleton and Giannis are the two guys that I'm obviously looking at, both of them carrying ownership and rightfully so, and the highest over under that we do have on the slate. So if I'm starting my cash builds with one of those two, and if I end up getting both Giannis and Middleton, I don't hate it. With no Drew Holiday on the floor, we're looking at Giannis, who's a 1.72 fantasy point per minute. 32.4% total usage. We have him as a 5.65 value, 61.55 DraftKings points is what we have projected for. And then we have Chris Middleton also projected at 36 minutes at 7,800, gets a 1.1% usage bump with no Drew Holiday, 1.2 fantasy point per minute, second highest total usage on the team at 24.8%. We have him pegged for 5 points. We have him as a 5.6 value as well, 43.7 DraftKings points. So I do like that. I do like both those guys for cash, honestly. Dante DiVincenzo at 5,400. I like him as a as a mid-tier option. He's been playing pretty well with no Drew Holiday, 2.1% usage bump, 0.94 fantasy point per minute. We have him pegged for 30 DraftKings points, so I do like him as well. So those are the three guys that I'm looking at. Bobby Portis showing some ownership, Brook Lopez, Connaughton, Bryn Forbes. Like, I do like all these guys, Matt. This honestly might be the game that I'm looking to attack. But with that being said, we do have some later injury news, like in Sacramento, that I really want to touch base on. So I think there's a lot of good cash plays here from this Toronto and Bucks game.
Yep, I think that you got to prioritize the superstars in this matchup. Okay, yeah, I heard you the third time.
Yeah, but I'm trying not to move you.
Got it. Okay. You just look like a wax figure right now. Anyway.
I wish I was a wax figure.
Giannis, yeah, I think you prioritize him in cash, the highest over under. Like you said, you take the superstars in this matchup, and then you run the other way. Great cash fillers on the Toronto side. I think you start your builds with Giannis and possibly Chris Middleton. If you can get both of them in your lineup, then yeah, more the power to you. But one or the other in GPPs, bigger GPPs, guys. Let's go down the line here to the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are without Claxton, Durant, and Shumpert. So let's take a look here. Yeah. Let's take a look here, TJ. The big question: Kyrie Irving or James Harden? Where are you going?
Kyrie at 8,900 is really cheap. I think that's where I'm at. With no KD, obviously, Jared Allen out of town. He gets a 4.3% usage bump. He's a 1.41 fantasy point per minute, 33.3% usage rate. So we have him deemed as a 5.78 value, 51.47 DraftKings points. So I obviously love Kyrie tonight in cash if you get there. Harden carrying a little more ownership, 2.7% usage bump with those guys off the floor, 1.51 fantasy point per minute, 57.38 DraftKings points is what we have Harden projected at. So I don't hate either of them, but if I'm starting my builds with Giannis, I think getting Kyrie in my lineup seems more doable than having both Giannis and Harden in there. So I think that's probably the route that I'm going to go. But if I do land on Harden and instead of Kyrie, like, I'm not going to hate it.
Yeah.
Besides that, excuse me, sorry. I was just going to say, besides that, like, DJ's viable, I guess, at 4,900. I'm dying. Bruce Brown, I guess I don't hate, but yeah, besides Kyrie and James Harden, I feel like that's kind of where my interest lies.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think this matchup against the Lakers, too, isn't as appealing when you talk about Toronto and Milwaukee. This game definitely does have a lot more potential to shoot out, but there's definitely a lot of star power in this game. Yes, Kyrie Irving, $8,900. I think that's a great, fantastic cash option if you do land on him, but you definitely don't prioritize him. Yes, Kevin Durant has been out for a couple games now, and the price tags have adjusted, but also keep in mind this matchup. We know the Lakers historically to be a good defensive team, and they are playing at home. So a lot more upside, I think, in the other matchup. I do like Kyrie Irving, like you said. James Harden's definitely going to be in the mix as a GPP option. And same thing with DeAndre Jordan. I actually do like him. 26 minutes, 5.1 point per dollar value, averaging just under a fantasy point per minute. So I can get behind DeAndre Jordan in this matchup as well, but just GPP options for me here in this matchup. Going over to the Lakers, we are without AD, so that means LeBron James has to be chalk, right? TJ, it's 44.2% ownership, 10.2K, and he actually wasn't as expensive as the last time AD was out. So I do like him in an up-paced matchup. Are you going to be trying to prioritize LeBron James tonight against the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, it's tough, Matt. It's a slate with studs, man. We got Giannis, we have Middleton, obviously. We got Siakam and Van Vliet. We got Harden and Kyrie, and now we have LeBron. So, and not to mention we have Jimmy Butler, Bam.
Right, and
so there's a lot of good.
Yeah,
okay. We were talking about studs. Whiteside, yeah, Matt. You want to throw Whiteside into the stud mix?
Whiteside, too, yep.
So, yeah, LeBron with no AD, 1.5% usage bump, 1.48 fantasy point per minute. We haven't pegged for 54 DraftKings points. So, if you're going there in cash, I definitely don't hate it. It's a fantastic matchup against Brooklyn. Should be competitive, actually. So, yeah, I think he's going to be my favorite play here. Dennis Schroeder is a guy that I'm also looking at. Brooklyn does struggle against guards. God bless you, Amanda. 5,800. I mean, 5,900 against Minnesota. He absolutely smashed value. I think he's in somewhat of a similar spot here at 5,800. So I like him, but probably more of a tournament play for me. I don't know if I'll be getting him if I'm running a one line, but those are definitely going to be my two favorite plays. I'll take some tournament chances on guys like Caruso and KCP. But yeah, I think for cash, Matt, you're looking at LeBron and you're looking at potentially Schroeder tonight.
I think you're just looking at LeBron in terms of ownership, TJ, 42.2%, because all the value.
What do you have Schroeder
at? Schroeder's at 15.9, so he's an option. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
He's an option. 5.8K. I do like just LeBron James as a cash lock from this game because all the value is going to come from the last game, TJ, and I kind of want to just jump over to that last game. Right now, it's Miami and Sacramento being the lowest over/under, despite Sacramento having no defense whatsoever. So let's start on the Miami side, TJ. Do you have any interest in cash for any one of these players? They're all very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can go Jimmy, Bam, Hero. Like, I think no Dragic, no Bradley. Like, I don't hate the spots that they're in, especially the up pace against Sacramento. Duncan Robinson's carrying some ownership. Iggy projected 21 minutes, man, at 3K. Like, you're going to have to look for some guys that are cheap if you want to try and mash in, two of Giannis, Harden, LeBron, Kyrie, Middleton, like all those guys. Like, you need some value. So Iguodala at 3K, I don't hate him in this matchup against Sacramento. You only need him to get you 15 points. So
Yeah.
you're not sitting here, Iggy, I need you for 30. Like, unless you're playing tournaments. If you're just playing cash, like I think he's a good, decent filler that's going to get you some minutes against a really bad defensive team. So yeah, I do have a lot of interest here in Miami, Matt. I don't know what I'll have in terms of cash, but I think Butler, Bam, Hero, and Iggy are all guys that I'm looking at. It's really dependent on like what you want to pay up for tonight.
Yeah. The one thing with Miami is that Goran Dragic has been out for a while, and because of that, the price tags have already adjusted. So these price tags aren't as appealing as they once were. Yes, they have a good matchup, but all these price tags are very, very high. Bam Adebayo, 8,200. We know that Jimmy Butler was down in the 8K, or he was at one point in the season in the 7K range. Tyler Hero was also bumping around there too. But, overall, I don't love these guys. I think these are definitely more GPP options. And when you talk in terms of the over-under of the other games, when you compare that straight up with this game, the other games just make more sense, TJ. So just GPP options for me. Yes, if I land on one of these guys, I'm not going to hate it because I love the matchup, but I don't love the price tags. So that being said, let's move on, last but not least, to the Sacramento Kings. And these guys do have injuries right now. We are not we are looking at a team without Barnes, Holmes, and those guys are definitely going to impact the big man minutes, TJ. So Hassan Whiteside for the very first time looks to be good chalk, averaging over 1.4 fantasy points per minute with these guys off the court, 4.6K, 24 minutes. Is he your cash lock tonight, TJ?
Yep. That's it. That's all you have to say is yes. Yep. He'll probably get in foul trouble or go to the locker first quarter, but he's probably going to be the chalkiest guy in the slate. So yes, Hassan Whiteside at 4,100, lock him in at your center position, Matt, like you talked about. He's a 1.43 fantasy point per minute with no Holmes or Barnes, 22.4% total usage, which is something I was surprised about, but I really don't care about his usage. I'm more concerned about the minutes that he's going to play in the fantasy point per minute. So we have him pegged for 34.35 DraftKings points. So yes, I'd love Hassan Whiteside in cash.
Yep, and then B. Alicia next on the list, 39.4% ownership. He's actually the third highest on the slate. Yep. Projected to only play
higher
20.
Than Corey Joseph?
Yep. Projected to only play 20 minutes. Comes out to a 5 point per dollar value. Has been bouncing around. And it looks like Fantasy Cruncher actually reset my projection. Corey Joseph also there. 30 minutes, TJ. 3.9K. So you got a 4.6 guy. You got a 3.8 and a 3.9. All that value here from the Sacramento Kings. Are you loading up on the value from this team, TJ?
Yeah, from Sacramento. Yeah, it's going to be Whiteside and Corey Joseph for me. Corey Joseph projected probably to start at the 3,900 map, projected 30 minutes. He gets a 1.2% usage bump with no Holmes and no Barnes, 0.86 fantasy point per minute. We have him pegged for 26 DraftKings points. So I think he offers some cheap value there at 3,900. B. Alicia, probably more of a tournament play for me. I don't know if I'll get there in cash at 3,800, but I don't hate if you're landing there. Glenn Robinson, also somewhat interesting. Those two guys are carrying a little bit of ownership. But I think I'm most interested in Whiteside and Corey Joseph in terms of cash, Matt.
Yeah.
Bagley also is interesting at 24 projected minutes. Just the minutes really haven't been there for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets thrusted into like a 28-minute type night tonight against Miami if it stays competitive. He gets a 2% usage bump. He's a 1.05 fantasy point per minute. So just the minutes really scare me there. And then Halliburton, honestly, at 6K is really
fantastic.
Intriguing. He's a 4.3% usage bump coming off the bench, 1.11 fantasy point per minute. We have him pegged for 34.73 DraftKings points. So I think, honestly, right now, Corey Joseph and Whiteside for value are really good. And then Halliburton in that mid-tier range is something that I'm really looking at.
Yeah, Halliburton showed very, very well on our sheet, TJ, so definitely was surprised to see that as well. But yeah, when you talk about the value plays, 4.6, 3.8, 3.9, and now 4.8 for Marvin Bagley, all these guys make for very intriguing options. And I like how you prioritize Corey Joseph because of minutes, and I completely agree with you. Yes, he's not the best fantasy point per minute player, but he does get a usage boost. He's playing projected 30 minutes, 3.9K. I think he's a great option, TJ, in this matchup. And now they are missing Goran Dragic on the other side of the ball, so that can only help some of these guards here for the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I think you take Corey Joseph and cash,
Yeah, so I think these guys are great options. TJ, let's bring it all together. We only have about 15 minutes left because this is an early, it's a later start time, but it was a later start time for us as well. So let's bring it all together and let's go over our cash core right now, and then we'll get to questions. Starting at the top, TJ, where are you going to start your cash builds tonight?
I am going to start my cash builds with Whiteside and Corey Joseph. I'm also going to stick in there Giannis, and I would probably say Fred VanVleet, but
Okay.
LeBron and Middleton are also in the mix there too.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. I'm going to lock in Hassan Whiteside tonight. I'm going to lock in Giannis like you. I'm going to lock in Siakam instead of VanVleet just because I do think he's going to be higher owned, TJ. And I will also lock in Corey Joseph. So my only switch that I have here is going Siakam instead of VanVleet. I do think Bielitsa is right there in the edge as well. 39.4% technically right now, so he's one of the highest owned on the slate. I might even prioritize him over somebody like
really
Siakam.
That high owned?
He is, yep.
I don't think he's going to be that high owned, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? Bielitsa is only $3,800, TJ, so that's the one thing I do like about that. And you got to keep in mind, the structure of the builds tonight, TJ, are just going to be shoving in all the value that you possibly can, even if they're only playing 20 minutes to get in those studs. So I think that's the reasoning for it. But yeah. You just look like a wax figure right now. It's hilarious.
I'm trying not to move. I can't move my quad.
I know that's why you look like a wax figure.
You're
all
a
right.
wax figure, dude.
Do you guys ever get tired of winning? Yeah, I get tired of it. I'm sick of it. I actually want to lose now. That's a great question to start off with. I'm going to go straight.
Yeah, I'm hoping I lose tonight, but it's not going to happen. So, I mean, I guess I can't.
I'm going to go straight
right now. Not bank account, DK account.
I'm gonna go to the questions over here, premium YouTube chat, and I actually don't have any questions, so that was a fail. So no questions on the Discord. If you guys want to ask questions, feel free to go to the Discord now. We're gonna monitor the YouTube questions now.
YouTube questions. I'm gonna try to do this without moving. Time for bring the fire, Hannah, Jonathan. Thank you, Giannis tonight. Kyle, we agree. Hold up. I'm enjoying the music. Matt, did you actually play some good music tonight?
It was all right. It was just a EDM, banger.
Okay, Ramil wanted to know about Whiteside. I think he got our answer. We have, Bembre starting with VanVleet, Powell, Anunoby, and Siakam. What's Bembre's price tag? What's
probably min price.
Bag of trash? No, he's not min price. He's 3,200. So I'm going to put him for 24 minutes.
Close enough.
Yeah, he still sucks. Okay. People are going to play him. He's going to be chalky.
Yeah. Okay. So he just jumped to the top. He just jumped to the top because Bembre is probably one of the best players in the NBA.
All right.
Very, very good player. Let's take a look at this fantasy points per minute here.
Guys, just
a whopping 0.58.
Matt, VanVleet or Siakam? I think you're going to say Siakam, and I'm going to. So I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, they're both fantastic plays. I'm just going to take the cheaper of the two. That's my only reason.
It's a $300 difference, so shut up. Sacramento projected lineup. Fox, Corey Joseph, Buddy Hield, Glenn Robinson at the 4, and then Bagley. They're going to get absolutely smoked. That's a brutal lineup. Honestly, if Bielitsa starts, Matt, I'd have a lot more interest in him if he somehow starts.
There's still that possibility.
Alongside Bagley. They play two bigs like they have with Bagley and Holmes. We're gonna have to wait. Yeah, Aaron said he liked that song, Matt. Tyler Johnson or Caruso or Shamit or Matt or TJ. I'd probably say Shamit. As much as that sucks to say out loud.
What? I don't see that question.
Tyler Johnson or Caruso or Shamit.
Oh, okay.
I threw in me or you.
Okay. That's what I was. Okay. None.
Yeah, I think none would probably be your safer option.
like Kendrick Nunn or just actually none.
Yeah, if you want to go Kendrick Nunn, that's fine.
My controller unplugged.
Oh, there it is. There's the technical difficulties. All right, then I will continue on with the questions. Here we go. Projected starting lineups for the Kings. Yes, we don't know that actually yet. Yo.
I moved too much.
Oh, sorry. Are you back?
I moved.
I only got through one of the questions.
All right, good. You can keep trying not to move.
Okay. Are these guys an option with Lowry out? Terrence Davis, Wannabe, or Bembry? Well, now Bembry, I think, is going to jump in some ownership, and I think he's going to be playing some more minutes. So, yeah, I think Bembry is a solid option. I think Terrence Davis for GPPs.
For what? For what?
GPPs.
For what? GPP's? Okay.
Yeah, I think so, just because of the lack of minutes. Can you use cash value plays in GPPs? Absolutely. You can use... It depends really on the lineup construction and what kind of contest you're entering. We cash in tonight or nah? Nope, probably not. Bielitsa or Bagley? Bielitsa is a great option, and same thing with Bagley, assuming that they both start.
They're the same price on FanDuel. Yeah, give me the starter in Bagley.
Yeah. No Iggy and GPPs? Iggy for only GPPs, I'd say. The $20 for Patreon literally pays for itself. Thank you, Tyler. Really appreciate that.
I think you can play Iggy tonight, Matt, as a last piece value guy. Playing 20 minutes
in cash.
You said it yourself. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Realistically, you need 13. You need 12 points from him. Technically, like to hit 4 times value, you can make it up on the back end with somebody else.
Sure.
So, like if he's 3K and it allows you to get 3 studs potentially, like I don't know.
Siakam, Giannis, Siakam, Harden, Giannis. Are you okay? Halliburton, Whiteside, Middleton, and LeBron on Super Draft. That's a long list. I'd have to take a list here, Dave, in a little bit. I will give you an update on Super Draft.
Yeah, Dave, we'll take a list in a little bit at that.
Cash core locks. We had a couple of different locks. We had Whiteside, Giannis, and also Corey Joseph as the ones that we agreed with.
Yep.
Bembry starting. Thanks for all the spam, guys. LeBron the score.
I got a question here.
Well, go ahead.
That you missed. TLC or Glenn Robinson? I think Glenn Robinson. Go ahead.
LeBron to score the first bucket. Yeah, good question. Fade Harden. What's happening? Did we say Fade Harden? I don't think we did.
No, it's just you gotta. Yeah, we didn't say fade Harden. Harden's in a good spot. It's just you prioritizing him over Giannis, and then that's, that if that tickles your fancy, then by all means. But it's you're probably gonna be picking 2 of 3 between Giannis, Harden, and LeBron.
Van Vliet, Powell, Iggy, Giannis, Whiteside, Joseph, Portis for GPP. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's a good lineup. Super Draft 3, no brainers. I don't know if that's a question or you're just shouting out Super Draft, but I love Super Draft as well. Middleton, question mark. Yeah, I like Middleton. He's showing higher ownership. I think he's cash viable. That's a great matchup. Bembry starting for Toronto. Thank you so much for the update. Cash, Joseph, Halliburton, Bembry, Giannis, Whiteside, Kyrie, Siakam, Bagley, or DJ. I think you're saying Bagley or DJ is the last spot. I would probably go Bagley just because he does benefit the most without injuries down low. Kyrie or Butler for cash. I like Kyrie, TJ, and I don't know if you agree with that.
I agree with you.
I like them both, though. Butler has been absolutely crushing it. There's no reason why you can't play Butler based on what he's been doing. Apparently, he's the best player in the NBA without Goran Dragic on the floor. Van Vliet and Siakam with Giannis look good? Yeah, absolutely, if you can get both of them. Is Chips going to celebrate KCP's birthday?
Yo, Chips!
It's a good birthday.
Oh, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. Yeah, he's prepping.
Okay,
he's getting a power nap. Pre-party.
DeAndre Jordan, question mark. Yeah, I think so for GPPs. Any OG love tonight? I always love OG with those minutes. Fantastic play. I'd say more so for GPP, though. Van Vliet, Hero, Iggy, Giannis, Whiteside, Kyrie, Bagley, Corey Joseph. I think that might be a very chalky lineup. Iggy and Hero, though, will carry just a little bit of ownership, but I don't think that's... I do think that's going to be a decent lineup. I think that's going to be a little bit more on the chalky side. Not a question, but all I needed was Michael Porter 15 to finish my parlay night, 11 in the first half, and finish with 14 under. I'm sorry about that, J3. Yeah, that is bad luck. Bembry or Iggy? I'm going to have to lean Bembry now, just given the minutes, but I think that TJ will say Iggy. Do you agree?
Bembry starting, I'll take that. Unfortunately, sucks. I'm not excited, but
yes, we're getting a lot of questions about Bembry. Yeah, if he plays minutes, guys, we absolutely love him tonight.
Well, don't absolutely love him.
I think he's a great cash filler.
He's viable. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna have him in my cash core, but if you're landing on him as a cheap option, you're not pumped about it, but it doesn't suck too bad. I mean, Matt, we're looking at a guy in Bembry that is a 0.62 fantasy point per minute. So, I mean, take it as you want.
He used to be a good fantasy point per minute player.
If he plays 21 minutes, we haven't pegged for 13 DraftKings points. So, again, not excited about having him, but he's a decent cheap option.
I'm gonna head over TJ and upload my Super Draft projection since we have about 5 minutes left in the stream here. And then I'll give some of my favorite Super Draft plays. If you guys haven't already signed up, please do so using the code below for a 50% match up to $500. I kid you not.
Snags Ash, you think I can get Giannis, LeBron, and Harden in a lineup? I think you can, but I think it's going to be tough. I was just trying, and it's a difficult build. I got here late. Opinions on Kyrie. We like Kyrie, Anthony. He's probably our favorite Nets play. Obviously, it's going to be him and Harden, and he's a lot cheaper than Harden. Buddy Hield or Norman Powell? I would go Norman Powell. With no Lowry. I hate Buddy Hield. Give me Halliburton instead.
Yes.
What are you guessing? Me?
Halliburton.
Okay. Davis for tournaments. Yeah, I think you can go with Terrence Davis. Just the minutes are going to be really iffy, so I wouldn't be, overhyped on him. Thoughts about Bam? Should be able to handle Sacktown bids. I agree with you. I love Bam in tournaments. Olynyk, same thing, man. He's got a great matchup. I don't hate him in tournaments, but obviously I prefer Bam, but obviously he's more expensive. Gasol, Matt. Marc Gasol, baby.
I like Marc Gasol. He played 30 minutes last game. You kidding me?
Yeah, it's a really good matchup, obviously. I think he can get it done at 4K, but more of a tournament play. I don't think I'm going to go there.
Do you know what else I don't get, TJ? I don't get the fact that Kyrie Irving has a 1.25 times multiplier tonight on Superdraft. Unreal. Yeah. James Harden, 1.15. Were you kidding me? This is a high. Guys, this is one of the highest scoring players in the NBA without the multiplier. What is going on? You add the multiplier to this. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, my favorite Superdraft plays. LeBron James, you have a multiplier. What is going on, guys? The only guy that doesn't have a multiplier is Giannis. Don't even mind him. Hassan Whiteside, 1.8 times multiplier. That's enough said there. And then last but not least, I have Fred VanVleet at a 1.3 times multiplier. A little up on all those guys. There's your winning lineup right there.
Matt, I have in order, I have Harden, VanVleet, Kyrie, LeBron, Giannis, Whiteside, Middleton, and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that's pretty close to mine.
Those are my highest scoring guys in terms of Superdraft.
Yep, that's literally, I mean, it's just a different order, but it's the exact same guys. Order, yeah. Yep. So you can make a lineup with just the guys that we just talked about.
Yeah. Let's see here. Tommy, is LeBron in your lineup? So, Tommy, I'm still tinkering, baby. The lineup that I have currently constructed, he is not, but I'm petrified about that as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron makes my one line. Ryan's got a tournament lineup here. He's got Hero, Joseph, LeBron, Siakam, Giannis, KCP, birthday boy, Bagley, and GR3. Love the content, fellas. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, I can get behind that. I like that as a tournament play. Hudson's got a cash lineup, Matt. We got Joseph, Halliburton, Bembre, Giannis, Whiteside, Kyrie, Siakam, and Bagley. I like that. Again, no LeBron. That's the iffy thing. But I think you've covered your bases there. You have some exposure with Giannis and Whiteside, some of those studs. So I do like that. And Matt likes Siakam. I like VanVleet a little bit more, but again, I think both of them are really good plays. Hero and Bembry or Halliburton and Iggy. I like Halliburton and Iggy. DK lineup from Drew. We got LeBron, Joseph, Bembry, Giannis, Whiteside, Powell, Siakam, and Iggy. I think that's the exact lineup I just read with Hudson. No, it's similar. I like that, Drew. Pat Connaughton in tournaments. Yeah, I like Connaughton in tournaments.
Like all those Milwaukee guys.
I could go Bagley instead of Whiteside, though. I definitely like Whiteside more than Bagley tonight, especially they're both projected at the same minutes. Worth including Bembry. Guys, I think you can go to Bembry and cash. Again, I'm not excited about it. Like I'm not going out of my way to roster him, but if you're looking to construct and build a, stars and scrubs type lineup, like he is viable because he's starting. Don't sit here and expect him to get you 24 DraftKings points, but in a starting role projected around 24, 26 minutes, like can he get you value? Yeah, I think he can. Again, if he's playing 25 minutes, Matt, I haven't projected at 25. What do you have at Fantasy Country for Bembre?
For Bembre, I have 24.
Okay, so we'll call it 24.5. I would have him projected at 15 DraftKings points on the dot. So at 3,200, just a little bit under value. I think he's an option. I think the ownership's going to be there a little bit. So if you're landing there in cash, I don't hate it. But again, I'm not like, yeah, sweet, I have Bembre in my lineup. So if you're fading him, like, you're fine.
All right, TJ, we're almost running out of time here.
Okay, dying.
3-game slate. Hopefully we covered it. It's very straightforward, guys. There's literally no pending injury news. The only thing that we are pending, TJ, is the last, the late night hammer starting lineup from the Sacramento Kings. Whoever starts for them is going to be chalk. Period. That's all there is to it, okay? So if you guys can get some Sacramento value, guys, out of that starting lineup into your lineup, I think you're looking pretty. And that being said, I think that's all we have, TJ. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We will be in the Discord here to discuss more of our plays. If you guys haven't signed up already, $20 a month gets you all of that and so much more. With all that being said, guys, have a great rest of your night, and let's cash.
Good luck, guys.